This is the LG Rumor2, an update to the messaging phone first offered by LG on the Sprint network last year. The Rumor2 is a sideways slider, has a standard numerical keypad here on the front, as well as a full QWERTY keyboard here when you slide it open sideways. The Rumor2 feels very good in the hand. The rounded edges along the back make it very comfortable to hold, and it's got a nice feel to it. There's the plastics here just have a quality feeling to them, and the build quality seems to be very solid. The slider mechanism feels good, as well as the buttons and controls of the phone. The D-pad stands out nice and clean, and so do all the buttons. Taking a quick spin around the hardware, you can see the keypad is raised and the keys are each well defined. It has nice travel and feedback to each key. On the left side of the phone here, we have the volume toggle closer to the top and a dedicated camera key here closer to the bottom. The micro USB port for charging and data transfers on the bottom. And on the right, we've got a hatch for the micro SD card, as well as a hatch covering the 2.5mm headset jack. On the back, you can see the camera as well as a speaker, and on the top, we have nothing. Looking at the full keyboard, we've got a 4-row keyboard here, 3 for letters and symbols, and then a separate key row there for numbers. We've also got a dedicated smiley key here that will bring up emoticons when you're in the middle of composing a text message. And the arrow keys here on the right side of the keyboard double as directionals. They kind of replace the D-pad, as it were, so that you can control the cursor on the screen with your thumb here rather than having to reach up there to use the D-pad. The software on the Rumor2 is, for some reason, not Sprint's one-click user interface. Not quite sure why the one-click user interface is not being used, but this goes back to an older style menu for Sprint. And you can configure the main menu here to grid or list view. That's about it. You can see here grid or list. Those are your only options. We'll stick with grid because it's just a little bit easier to navigate. Has some basic features. You know, we'll check out messaging. Go up here and see you've got access to all the different messaging systems here. And of course, if we turn the phone sideways, you have all the same access when the phone is sideways. And we'll just compose a quick text message here. We'll send that. There we go. Let's give it the phone scoop test, which haven't done in a while. You can see it's pretty quick with the QWERTY keyboard, and we will send that. And so that's your basic text messaging system. We can go back to the messaging menu, and you can see email here. It supports standard pop email, and has a number of different clients on board, such as AOL AIM, Hotmail, Yahoo, and Gmail. And you can also, of course, add in your own if your email provider is not here. So email works pretty flawlessly. Other systems that the Rumor2 has, of course, are a camera. And camera works pretty well. You can see here automatically created a folder for us, and you can see we've got pretty standard menu system here for controlling the camera software and interacting with your pictures. And of course, you can control all the settings here, resolution, and so on. We'll cancel out of that, and we'll just take a picture real quick, and it saves it. And of course, you have access to a bunch of different options. And you know, you can upload it to a service as well as print them, delete them, or send them on their merry way. Of course, if you rotate the phone sideways, you can also still take pictures. And one thing I just want to point out, the enter button here on the keyboard will serve as a shutter release, as will the OK button here. The dedicated camera key, though, is here. And the placement's just a little odd for using the camera sideways like this. I just found it to be a little bit awkward to reach to use. But otherwise, the camera works decent, although for some reason LG and Sprint have deleted video record from the Rumor 2. The original Rumor was able to record video. I'm not quite sure why that feature has been deleted on the Rumor 2. Of course, it also has access to the web and uses Sprint's 1X network. No EVDO on this phone. So you can see the menu load there. We'll fire up some news just so you can see how quickly the browser works, and we'll load CNN, and with 2 bars of 1X coverage, still came up fairly quickly. So that is mobile version of CNN you're looking at there. And the Rumor 2, of course, also has a media player, has access to application downloads, all the things that Sprint feature phones have had for some time. So good hardware. I like the hardware a lot on the Rumor 2. Has a nice feeling to it all around, although a little bit disappointed by some of the limitations of the software, notably the absence of one-click and the inability to capture video. Anyway, that is the Rumor 2 from LG for the Sprint network.